picking up the rebar wire here as the truck pours the concrete, getting it to about halfway in the slab. Not a difficult thing to do, especially with that tool that I made. Because I had just poured that driveway like 2 weeks ago, we were a little worried that the concrete truck might crack the driveway, but it held up really well with all that weight of that truck on there. I was very surprised and shocked at the same time. So the truck driver comes out, gives me a hand. Mike, my neighbor, who wasn't supposed to be there because he just had surgery on his hand, his right hand, is out there with the handicap, but he was a great help, man. I don't think I could do it without these two people. Yeah, I thought this was going to be easier, but it definitely was not an ideal situation for one person to do by himself. Well, overall, I got to say, it went pretty well. By using that center guide piece that I put in there, it helped me to screed or level off the concrete. What I should have did though is went the other way, the long way from the house towards the arborvitae trees. I think that would have made it easier to just screed everything downwards towards the arborvitae trees instead of doing it like I did. Mike and the truck driver, I forget his name and I'm very sorry for that, were great help. Now we're also, remind you, trying to beat the weather here. It's supposed to rain at 2 o'clock. We started this pour at 9:30 and I didn't get done until about, I think it was 10 o'clock, 10:30 when we got done with that pouring. I'm actually floating the top of this concrete here because what I'm going to do is we're going to pull that center piece out. We're going to use this as my screed level. So this is what some people will call a bull float. It's a magnesium float, 4-foot float. It's really nice. I actually went out and rented that piece. It's got a nice handle. You just turn the handle and it turns the float one way or another. Real simple to work. So once we get this all floated out quickly, that center wood piece there is coming out, as you can see here. Now we're just starting to fill in the other section. Now up against the house, you'll see I have a chalk line, and that's what I'm following for the pitch on the slab. Then I just take my 2x4, I pull it from the house, make sure that's all level, and then I use that as an edge on both sides to screed or level off the concrete. We just keep doing this, keep going backwards until I'm done. Once I get to a certain point here, I don't know if it's 4 or 5 feet, I'm gonna go ahead and bull float this thing with that 4-foot magnesium float. There you go. And just keep working my way back. If I had enough help, this wouldn't get done this way. We would pour everything, we'd level it off or screed it, and then we'd go back and do the entire pad with the bull float or the 4-foot magnesium float, whatever you want to call it.
My bad, Mikey. You're almost out of it, bro.
Gotta tell you, this was a lot of manual labor for one person to do on his own, or almost on his own. But I got it done. Got it done. Took a lot longer than I thought, though.
Pull it back. Yeah.
As you can see on the edge, what I do is I take the magnesium float, level that all off with the chalk line, then I take the 2x4 and level it off with the rest of the line. Make sure it's all squared away. And then I change directions and level everything off using both sides as an edge, or my point of reference, I should say, for the concrete slab.
Move my fingers, and it doesn't feel like they're restricted anymore. You know what I mean?
In the background, you can see my neighbor. He's a supervisor today. That's what he does. He stands there and he supervises. I'm just kidding. No, he's there. He's my neighbor, Fred. And when he's not there, we're like, hey, where's Fred? I always wondering where Fred is. He's like, where's Waldo? He's a great guy, man. I got some great neighbors. I can't complain. I've been blessed. Been very blessed. So here I'm just bull floating the other section that I just got done leveling off. And we're almost at the end now. That's pretty much it. She's full of concrete. I'm gonna clean out the chute using the shovel. Scrape it right into there. Now I take the hand trowel my edge line there. Take the 2x4 again, level everything off, make sure the pitch is right. And then I just finish that section up. Now this is tricky doing this because you can't let the 2x4 go into the concrete. You got to kind of like float it using those two ends as a guide. It's a little tricky. Takes a little time and practice to get that. I'm not even that good.
I was a residential carpenter at first. We used to Ghostbusters, and I went to the same houses. Yeah, I did a.
Now Mike brought over his bull float. Did the entire slab with that.
This is perfect weather for this shit.
Absolutely, you got a nice day for this.
So at this point, I know I'm up against the clock. The concrete's starting to set up, and I still have a lot of stuff to do. I gotta finish floating this. I gotta do the edges all the way around, and I still have to hit it with the Fresno. All right, so here's the Fresno trowel. And what that does is just gives it the finishing touch. This one was giving me some issues. Didn't realize it, but some of the screws were loose, so it wasn't doing what I wanted to do. But overall, I tightened everything back up, and I got it working the way I wanted it to work. Very time consuming, and at this point, the trowel is not working as well as I wanted to because the concrete is setting up, and it's causing me more issues than anything else. So here, I'm just finishing that edge right next to the house. I've already did the edge on the left side and the one against the fence right up here at the bottom of your screen. Those are done. I hit it with the curved trowel, put a nice little curved edge on those. Still got the edge behind me to do. I'm actually kneeling on, I think they're called skids, flat pieces of, I think they're stainless steel. So you can actually get on the concrete without causing any indentations or any issues. So I'm hand floating all this stuff right here and fixing the edge, making sure that's packed in well. So now all I got left is this edge to do on this one side, right where I'm at. Concrete's already set up, just about, and it was not easy to get that edge done. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm having a hell of a time getting the curved trowel to go through that edge. Fresno trowel, finishing up that section over there real quick, and not having a lot of luck with it because concrete is setting. But overall, I'm very happy with this way the slab looks right now. The only thing left to do is to hit it with the broom, and that also is not easy because, like I said, concrete has been setting up for quite some time now, and what I actually had to do was work that broom back and forth a few times to get it to do what I wanted it to do. So once I got done doing that half section, I came over to the other side and just finished up the other half. So right here, I'm just cleaning off the broom. I'm throwing just a little bit of water onto the concrete. Go over to the other side, and then we just broom that. Had to do the same thing. Had to go back and forth a few times to get the broom marks into the concrete. Then I just went back to the other side and hit this section up a little bit more. It wasn't looking as good as I wanted it to. The next day, you're able to walk on it because it's dry enough. And I'm actually wetting the concrete slab. And what that's called is, I believe, water curing. By adding water and keeping the slab moist, it'll cause the slab to be 50% stronger than to just let it dry out by itself. So what do you all think of the slab and how it came out? Let me know. I know things weren't perfect, but you got to remember, I did this on my own pretty much, and I did the best I could with what I had. And I am overall very, very happy with the way it looks, and the pitch for the water runoff is like almost perfect. All I got left to do now is remove the forms and finish my last slab. I'll do another video in the future because somebody wanted to see the retaining wall with the slab on it. So when I take the forms off and stuff, we'll do a quick video on that. You all take care. God bless. I wish you all love, joy, and happiness. Peace.